This is Access to Experts, where we interview business and professional experts and ask the questions you most want the answers to.
Hello, I'm Jodina St. and this is Access to Experts. I could not be more excited about our show today. Our special guest is Dave Stech. We have been trying to get Dave on this show for some time now. He's a multimillionaire and sought-after retiree, having early retired 3 times as the president CEO of successful entrepreneurial companies. He also was in senior management with Kodak and credited with product launches like the first disposable camera and the first digital postcard. He currently owns a real estate marketing timing company and a real estate investment company. He serves on the board of advisors of a network of 14,000 CEOs, a real estate analysis company, and a nonprofit Home That Changes Lives. If that's not enough, Dave is also the author of the highly anticipated book, The Power of Six, a book that's widely expected to become an immediate bestseller. Trust me, I read the manuscript and it will transform a lot of lives. Dave, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks, Jodina. I appreciate it, and I'm grateful to be here.
Well, Dave, regarding your manuscript, I couldn't wait to talk to you. I have so many things that I know viewers need to know about. In fact, let's start at the beginning. Tell us where the Power of Six idea came from.
Well, let me ask you a question that I think will help you really embrace the concept. What if you had a small, exclusive network of confidants that gave you the same leverage that billionaires use to find more customers, find more partners, find more financing, and do it instantly? And what if you could keep this inner circle of close confidants away from your competitors? That is your Power of Six, and that is your unfair competitive advantage, especially in today's economy.
That is brilliant. It's counterintuitive. It's contrarian thinking.
You know, most people think that the more people in your universe, the more successful you'll be. But in fact, it's exactly the opposite. Once you rid yourself of the masses of asses and focus on just 6 people that meet the 6 non-negotiable filters, you will have taken your most important step on the road to success.
I love your non-negotiable filters. Tell us about them and how you pick your 6.
Well, the 6 non-negotiable filters that you're going to use to select your Power of Six are these. Number 1, skill sets. Number 2, their values. Number 3, their willingness to give. Number 4, their commitment to replicate. Number 5, their commitment to perform. And finally, their goal alignment. Now, let me take each one of them briefly, just one at a time. Number 1, skill sets. Each of your Power of Six members must be equal to or better than you at what you do or have complementary or synergistic skill sets and talents. Number 2 is values. Your 6 must not have uncontrolled egos. It's okay to have an ego, but not an uncontrolled one, nor uncontrolled greed. You must be able to implicitly trust them. They have to be exceptionally competent at what they do. You want people around you who really know what they do, especially if it's complementary or synergistic to you. They've got to be committed to win. They got to be committed to you. And finally, you got to like them. Number 3, they've got to be givers, not takers. No takers allowed. Your 6 will find joy in giving and receiving, and they share a philosophy I have called grateful but not content. They recognize others and celebrate wins. Number 4, your 6 are committed to finding their 6 too. It's the power of replication. Number 5, your 6 are committed to perform. And number 6, your goals for the next 12 months and those of your 6 should be in a complete alignment with each other. You know, you're more likely to realize your goals and dreams if your 6 share similar goals and dreams to yours. It's not mandatory, but I'm sure you see the point.
Dave, can you give us an example of how the Power of Six worked for you?
Sure. Let me give you an example that I've got in real estate. In real estate, there are really the 6 F's. You've got to find it, you've got to fund it, you've got to fix it, you've got to fill it, you've got to flip it, and then you've got to have fun. Well, imagine that you have a deal that comes across your table. And I had one that I was approached with that I turned over to my analyst, He actually took a look at it, said, this is a screaming deal. We need to move fast. So at 11 o'clock, we heard about the deal. At 1 o'clock, we put it under contract. By 3 o'clock, we had wired in the money, and we actually had locked up this deal. Now, why is that important to move so quickly in real estate or anywhere else in life? And the answer is very simple. In real estate, there is no second place. If you get a deal, that means everyone else didn't. And it's so critically important to be able to move quickly because after that deal, you have due diligence time. So in our case, we move very quickly. However, what we have that others don't is we've got the power of 6. So imagine that I tied the deal up and I sent out what we call an SOS message on our cell phones, asking everyone to be on a call that night at midnight. Think about that. Late afternoon, you're not going to be able to get anybody on the phone, but you can instantly mobilize a group of 42 people on a call with less than 12 hours notice at midnight. We were able to get everyone on the call, and I introduced it by saying, we have found a deal. We're going to take a 50-unit apartment complex. We're going to convert it to 25 duplexes. So now that it's been found, we need somebody to fund it. Someone on the call said, how much do you need? About $2.4 million. No problem, I'm in. Now keep in mind that these are power of 6 people. That means I don't have to do my due diligence on that person. I don't have to wonder if they're going to pull the trigger. They told me they're in, they're committed. Number 3, I asked, who can help fix this? Because it required about $400,000 in rehab. Someone raised their hand, of course, on the phone. One other person raised their hand to fill it. In other words, to get a property management company that was experienced in being able to do this. And I committed using my database of investors to flip it. Let's think about that for a minute. In 10 minutes, we were able to identify a project that we had committed to, get a commitment to funding, get a commitment to fixing and filling and flipping, and then to be able to have fun, which occurred 90 days later when we closed on the deal and took away $1.76 million. Now imagine trying to make that kind of money by getting a phone call from someone who says, I've got a great deal, and then trying to mobilize everyone or trying to pick up the phone call. My power of 6 is in place. They are on purpose. They are committed to having fun, doing good, and making money. This was a way to make money. We made a fortune. You can too.
Dave, I really appreciate the information you've shared with us today, and I'm sure there are many in our audience who would like to get in touch with you. How can they reach you?
Well, I travel a lot, so the easiest way to reach me is by email at info@thepowerof6.com. What I'd ask, however, is that before you email me, please download the free excerpt at thepowerof6.com. That'll allow you to understand more about the power of 6 before you start asking questions. Now, word of the book has really come out recently, and it's been spreading virally because people are telling people. We set a record for downloads this month, so I'd encourage you to act quick.
Dave, thank you so much for joining us today.
Well, thank you, Jodina. It's been my pleasure.
I'm Jodina St. and this has been another segment of Access to Experts with our very special guest, Dave Stech, multimillionaire and creator of the Power of 6 system for getting everything you ever want in your life by forgetting the masses of asses and focusing on 6 deep business relationships. Remember, you will succeed because your 6 will not let you fail. Get the free excerpt on the upcoming bestseller by visiting thepowerof6.com. Until next time, thank you.
This has been Access to Experts, where we interview business and professional experts and ask the questions you most want the answers to.